Just message Viva.
Yeah. Morning, everyone. And it's so exciting to have everyone on our SSC call this morning. And I can't wait to hear how everybody's been getting on with our progress. Obviously, some people have had a great last couple of weeks. Some people may not. But it doesn't matter. The most important thing is we're taking action and we're enjoying it and we're connecting with more people. And then the success is inevitable if we just keep going on that basis. So just to let you know what we're going to be doing this morning, obviously not all morning, so we expect only to be on for about an hour, just under an hour, I hope. So we're going to go around and just have a bit of a catch-up in a minute, just, particularly about Marbella, and hear all about that. So I know some people are just back from that, so that is hugely exciting. Then what we're going to do is we're going to hear from everyone just in terms of your progress, how you've been getting on, what's been working for you, what you're most excited about, maybe perhaps what your biggest win has been over the last 3 weeks. So that's going to be great to hear from everyone about that. Then we're going to talk about, very importantly, we're going to talk about the end of the month. So we're going to talk about the qualifying and how important it is just to help our team move up and how we might do that and with the reports and everything like that. So that's really, really important because these last couple of days of the month are always really critical. And then we're going to talk about upcoming events. So we've got a lot of upcoming events. So just to make sure everybody's clear about that and what's happening. And then we're going to be talking about the next call when it's going to be best for everyone for that. Yeah. So here we go. So all very exciting. So look, let's first of all hear from everyone who went to Marbella. So just for the people who don't know what Marbella was, can you just explain what it was? Because some people may not know. So who would like to start with that?
Shall I kick off?
Yeah.
Go on, Michelle.
Hi,
Yeah.
Aviva.
Hello, sorry, I'm a couple
Hello. Hi. Yeah, Michelle, take us through it. It's so exciting.
Right, so the Rhinos started the Marbella retreat, and back in fact, it was Birmingham. A few of the girls, Katie came up to me and said, can we go to Marbella? And I went, do you want to? They went, yeah, can we go? And I said, let's do it. So as you know, we put it out on Aquila to see who wanted to go, and the girls came forward, and so it was 9 girls, and good old Marcel joined.
Our honorary girl.
We're the Marbella Babes. We had a chat group, Marbella Babes and Marcel. So we made him an honorary babe. But so I went out, in fact, last Wednesday. So I feel like last Wednesday, gosh, a lifetime ago it seems. And everybody came in. Some of the girls arrived Thursday. Rachel arrived on Friday. And we just had a really good time. I mean, for me, it was much more about our team and our bonding and doing stuff together. In fact, the Rhino retreat, and I think I'm right in saying this, Rachel, you'll probably, I know just the feedback from our group was that was kind of the least best bit, if that makes sense. So we had, we did our own retreat our Aquila retreat on the Sunday, and that started off with Shirley, who gave us a fantastic circuit class. We'll say fantastic, tough fantastic, but it was...
I'm still a bit achy.
Yeah, I can still... We met in a wonderful park, really pretty area, and she took us really through our paces, and that was at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I did a sort of meditation, and it was all about clearing blocks and opening ourselves up to abundance and prosperity. So we did that for about an hour. And then we had shakes. We had a couple of guests there, and we shared shakes with them at this beautiful sort of cafe called The Pharmacy. So all vegan, natural. And so we did our shakes. And then Rachel, I have to say, did the most amazing presentation on sort of healthy living, really healthy lifestyle, and really sort of very informative, but quite informal, and allowing people to kind of share their challenges. And that went down really, really well. And the 3 ladies that were kind of on Shirley had said they were kind of like that about Juice Plus. They were all like, oh yeah, I'm going for this. So that was a great result from that. And then we just kind of all shared our testimonials, and people sort of asked questions. So it was a really, really good day. And then we had the most amazing lunch. I don't know if anybody saw the photographs, but it was incredible. So we had a lovely lunch, and then we all stayed behind and sort of just did a little bit of, we were going to do it as a training, and then we said, come on, let's just kind of share, share what's working, what isn't working, and just kind of just went around the table. And I think, everybody's feedback was that was sort of really useful.
Michelle, if I may just say, I think this just sounds so amazing in terms of a format for any of us to being able to run a team day with our team where we are in our locality. Because
Exactly.
It sounds such a cool day to start off with yoga and then just be so relaxed and everybody being together and sharing. It just sounds such a great format.
I would say it's a real recipe for success because nobody feels that they're coming to a Juice Plus meeting.
Yeah.
They all got something from it, be it that, if they're into sort of the exercise or they're into more the yoga and meditation side of it. I think people were really, for ourselves, we loved it anyway. But I think it's a really good thing to be able to do and offer out for our customers, our Juice Plus clients and customers.
Great. Well, I love that. Should we just hear back from some people? I know, Rachel, you came straight on and you were buzzing. What was your feedback from it, Rachel? What was your best?
Yeah, so similar, as Michelle said, the Rhino bit was probably the least best bit. Obviously, that's the reason we decided to go. So really appreciate that they put that event on. But it's really interesting because everyone in our team kind of looked around and went, they're all like smoking and getting really, really drunk, and like they're clearly not interested in health, and that, I think that just highlighted how our team is quite different.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see. What I really loved was our day that we ran, and the guests that came, they didn't feel sold to. They didn't feel like they were being pitched. They got an awful lot of value from it. And I think all of them left saying, yeah, I think I need to try this. And I think for me, these events, and it's the same with the conventions, whenever I get together with the team, the amount of stuff I learn, not from necessarily a formal kind of training or, anything structured, but just, the nature of our team. If we go out for dinner and have a few drinks, on the walk home, you end up nattering about business. What have you tried? What's been working? What are your theories? What should we change next time? We ended up sitting on the beach. I think it must have been Sunday, late afternoon on Sunday. We'd, had this really full on day. About 5 o'clock, we finally made it down to the beach, and we'd ordered our gin and tonics, and we were sat there. And I think it was Katie started talking about kind of how she can bring the products more into her tattoo shop. And we just sat there for ages talking around how could she, what language could she use and how could she introduce the products to each of her clients. And, that stuff just happens spontaneously when you spend time with other people in the business who understand it. And you can't get that at home with, bless him, my other half's great and he's sat opposite me now, but he doesn't know the business. He doesn't understand how it works because it is different to a normal corporate job. So just having that dedicated time with people who understand, who can help you see things differently and help you see things in a way that perhaps you didn't see them before is really, really powerful. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, was that I was learning constantly, even when it wasn't, a structured time to do learning. It was just, there was always something to be picking.
And I think that support that we all, that we got from everybody, and just sort of, helping us with all, different issues that everybody's got, and just that, the inspiration from each other, the lunches, the dinners, it was fantastic, James. And I think, everybody that was there said, look, we've got to do our own thing, because I think what makes us so powerful as a team is our team. It's all of you guys and everything that you've got to offer, which is, so we are kind of all in alignment with our mission. That Juice Plus fits in. It is our lives. We live that life, and I think what we felt with what we were seeing, they were two very different. They're out on this huge sort of smoking, drinking, partying, and it's not. We have fun. We had a great time without that. So we're all very much more in alignment, and I think that as a team is so powerful, to bring other people along too, and just to kind of feel that that bonding is really, really important. So I think, a Team Aquila retreat somewhere is definitely something that we would like to organise.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's so exciting. I mean, and it sounds absolutely great. But I'm just so excited that you just were running such a wonderful day of a format, which was just so relaxed and everybody was enjoying it. And I think this is great. Really, really fantastic. Good. So look, should we just move on a little bit now from Marbella, and let's just hear from everyone about how you have been getting on. So you remember that we were focused on our DMO, developing our DMO. We were focused on our lists, and we're focused on connecting, with at least 2 people a day, because obviously that's really how it's going to happen. But just everybody, just tell us, it'd be just so interesting to see what's been happening with you. What's been your biggest win? What's been your best success? Just share so that we can all hear from you, because we want to support you. We want to, but also we want to learn from each other about what's really working. So who would like to kick that part off?
I'll go first.
Yeah, please.
I feel like I've got a confession to make in that what I've realised is that I am really resistant to a DMO. I will map one out and plan it all out, and then the very next day I kind of rebel against it. I'm like, well, why do I have to follow this routine?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, kind of recognising that in my personality. And the other thing I really struggle with, and I struggle with the group in Marbella, is that kind of, I love being in a group environment and helping other people get the best out of other people. But just making that connection with a new person, again, I'm very resistant to. So Marcel recommended a book to me, which I'm going to get onto and read that next, because that's clearly the thing that's going to stop me really growing my business.
What's that book, Rachel?
The Big Owl stuff. So getting, all the icebreaker type of conversations. Because I think once I've got that relationship, I'm pretty good. It's getting, starting new relationships that I'm a bit, that's where my resistance comes up. So I know I've kind of recognised in myself that's what I need to work on. But one of the things I've noticed, kind of, I've known it, but maybe haven't been practicing it regularly, is building relationships in groups. So I'm in a group at the moment, Facebook groups. And I'm in a group at the moment. It's a paid for group, as in it came with a training that I'm doing on public speaking. And just because I've been very active in that group, it's really, raising my profile in a non-salesy way, because I'm talking about we're talking about the training that we're doing. I'm talking about, the talks that I'm particularly working on right now. And people are getting to know me, and it's that know, like and trust factor.
Yeah.
And while I've known that that's where the power of Facebook groups is, I maybe haven't been practicing that consistently. And consistency is really important. But it's been a very interesting process. It's only a very small group. There's about 12 women in there. But already one of them, who is an ex-customer, has messaged me and said, oh, actually, by the way, can I order some more of the complete? And have a fab time in Marbella. So it just reminded me really of how powerful groups can be, because it is like going to a networking event. If you can be there every week, or a couple of times a week, and build those relationships, you don't have to sell to people, because they get to know who you are and what you do, and people start coming to you. So
right.
For me, that's been my biggest learning, be active in those groups and be helpful and be adding value all the time.
Great, that's fantastic. And then how are you getting on with adding to your list and building your list at the moment? Is that coming?
Yes, so I think I've got about 3,000 women on my newsletter list, which I haven't actually been not really utilising for Juice Plus stuff. So it's been more focused on my health coaching. So I've actually been working on how to combine the two, how to kind of position myself, almost brand myself as someone who does both. So I can utilise that. And that list is growing every day. One thing I struggle with, and I know other people do as well, and I swing on this one, but adding lots and lots and lots of random people to my personal Facebook page I struggle with, because you know, my kids go on there and all that kind of stuff. And we talked a lot about this you know, in Marbella. How much do you want to use your personal page for business stuff? And I know some of the team have got 2 pages, one that they keep more professional and one that they put their family things on. I think my conclusion is that I'm going to start having lists, because within Facebook you can have lists. So you can have a close friends and acquaintances list, and then you can set it so that only your close friends see pictures. Like if you put a picture of your child up, only close friends see that, but for everything else your acquaintances can see it. And I think for me to feel comfortable in constantly bringing new people onto my Facebook page, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well done. All right, that's great, Rachel. Well done. So it sounds like you're making good progress in terms of reaching out with people and becoming really comfortable with working with the groups on Facebook. And obviously that's the sky's the limit then in terms of what can happen with that. So yeah, well done. And what would you say is your biggest win over the last couple of weeks? What would you say?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've been a bit out of it with Marbella. I've lost a week.
Person, Rach.
Sorry?
Tori and her new
Yes, Tori has recruited, which is absolutely amazing, because I know Tori is going to be such a fantastic mentor.
She's one of your team, and she recruited someone.
Yes, so this is her first team member, and with Tori, she is a coach, and her previous job was helping people get back into the workplace. And I know she's going to be an amazing team leader, but she felt she had to prove herself as someone who could retail the product first. And then she got so caught up in retailing the product that she then lost her confidence in building her team. And now she's got this first person. I think that's just going to be amazing.
Wow.
I think that is my
Yeah, no, God. Yeah. I mean, that honestly, once our team starts sponsoring people, that's where it all begins. Yeah. So that is a massive win. Yeah. So, yeah, well done. Well done. Good. All right. Well, great. Thanks, Rachel. So let's move on now. Who would like to go next? Patrick, can we hear from you in Stockholm?
Yeah. I don't have so much to report. Sorry. No, I have been in and out of hospital, so I haven't felt so well. Been on strong morphine pills, so haven't done that much.
Okay.
Booked up some meetings. Now? No, not quite. I still can't walk properly. But I booked up some meetings that I was forced to rebook, of course, because I can't go on them. But I talked to some people online, and one that I get back to about the product, she didn't show much interest about the product, but then I started talking to her about the business, so she's very into the business instead now. So
great.
I can switch. That was great.
Good.
I start building my list, and what have I done more? Yeah, just building when I have been in shape for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So it haven't been a good couple of weeks, I can say.
No. But what's extraordinary is that you've been able to be, even though you've been laid up, you've been able to be still productive.
Yeah, done something anyway.
It is extraordinary, isn't it, really? And it shows the power of our business that we can work from our laptop, even if we're not able to walk or not able to move around, we can still be beavering away, connecting with people.
I try to send out some messages, but then some days I have to write back and say, oh, sorry, because what I write was...
Yeah. Well, look, good on you, Patrick. I mean, well done. Well done. And we wish you
well.
Yeah,
thank you.
We wish you well. We're right with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Patrick. Thanks very much. Who would like to go now? Eviva, let's hear from you a little bit. What's been happening with you?
Well, I think that what Rachel was just saying is actually super helpful about the lists, because I'm starting to feel really uncomfortable with, how many people are asking me you know, sending friend requests for Facebook, you know, so much so that I'm kind of missing what my family are putting on. And just feeling that little bit uncomfortable about, you know, where to draw the line with posting all the time. So I think if I can put new people, you know, into a different section, which I didn't know I could do, that would be super, super helpful. And I think that's also why I've become much more comfortable with Instagram than Facebook. So I've been really, really working on Instagram. So this month I've gone from about 250 followers to over 1,000.
Wow.
So
tell us, what have you been doing on that, Aviva, to get up to that level?
Okay, well, the main thing I've been doing is finding someone who, you know, sort of resonates with me. So, for example, another yoga teacher who perhaps has a lot of followers, seeing who follows them and sending them follower requests. So, I mean, it literally takes 2 minutes to add maybe 200 people. It's so quick. So you can just click on it's right, the top right hand side, the second part shows you exactly who is following this person. So obviously for most people it won't be a yoga teacher. And then literally going through all their followers, click, just keep scrolling down, click. You can take them off later if they're people that you don't think, you know, are ever going to be interested in any way about what you're doing. And I'd say if you add about 150, maybe 30, 40 will follow you back. There's another tool you can use later on for those people that you're bothering following and they haven't followed you back, where you just take them all off again. So it's kind of building a group of like-minded people.
And are you getting connections with people? Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no kind of firm, you know, I want to do business with you, but just kind of, you know, someone messaging me saying, love your post. You know, she asked me to meet me in London one day. I mean, really nothing major yet.
But
someone else interested in ordering the shakes who happens to live in Mexico, which, you know, isn't that easy, but, you know, I may give her to my American teamie to sort out.
I'm sure I'm not going mad, but I'm looking for my...
So that's really my main thing. My main focus has been building up Instagram.
Good, well done. Oh, okay, that's absolutely great. Super. And a win for you over the last couple of weeks?
No win. I've no new customers, no new teamies. I'm just, you know, plodding on with it all.
Well done, good. But I think a good win for you is actually what you're doing with Instagram. I think that's you're really pushing forward with that, and that's going to produce some really good results for you.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, one thing that I would just add, everyone, just about this is that obviously we're all talking about Facebook and we're all talking about Instagram and, you know, effectively meeting people out in the, you know, out in the ether as such. But one thing that I would really encourage us all to be doing, and something that I'm doing all the time, is adding to my physical list of people I'm actually meeting around in my day-to-day life. And we all meet far more people than we think we do. So that's fascinating. And I'm constantly writing people down. And it's very exciting to see a list of sort of 30, 40 people beginning to emerge, of people that I'm actually physically in contact with. I know, you know, and these are...
I mean, I just think that's much harder to do. It's a much smaller base, isn't it? I mean, I've done it a little bit. I've approached a couple of people in, you know, restaurants. You know, a fantastic waiter I had who had a tattoo on his arm, "I don't eat anything that screams." So I thought, oh, there's a vegan. Started chatting to him about the products, you know, gave him my details, you know. But you're definitely less in contact with a big number of people each day. I mean, I do think it's much easier talking to...
Yeah, we do have people around us and restaurants, and it's amazing how, as we become more aware, we think, gosh, I've got all these people around me, and, you know, there they are. Yeah, so that's great, Aviva. Well done. All right, so let's move on now. And I can see Marcel up there. So Marcel, the honorary babe from Marbella.
Officially, I'm no longer an honorary babe. I would like to announce that I'm now an official babe, according to the ladies.
Okay, well, that's really
So-
cool. Well done.
I'm very proud of myself. I survived. They survived. They didn't want to lynch me by the end of it, apparently. I don't know.
Okay, good.
But I'm very pleased. So that was great. Yeah.
So how have you been getting on? What's been happening with you?
Well, aside from being obviously slightly out of it with Marbella, I experimented with something, and Rachel's mentioned already that we had a really good discussion. Obviously, just to reinforce what's already been said about Marbella, it's definitely something that I think would be really constructive. Fundamentally, it's so easy to get to, and it's so affordable as a location to get to as well. Obviously, accommodation is variable. But it's just such a great venue for future events that it really would be something that is very, very useful and worth considering as a team. But what I was experimenting with personally was Facebook. And it's interesting, the relationship, because I have team and colleagues, as Aviva's just said, about having relationships that you don't really know, people that you don't really know on your Facebook. And so my experimentation was evaluating whether putting posts regularly on my personal feed, is it actually an IPA? Is it really producing any benefit for me? And I think I realized that it's not what I want it to be. And so my focus is going to be completely changing, where I'm going to reduce the number of posts on my personal feed, but be far more active in groups, as Rachel's already mentioned.
That's
So
interesting.
identifying my tribe, or our tribe, and really working towards building that trust, building that authority, building relationships as well. And so I basically just need to reorganize and rejig the way that I interact with Facebook. And in particular, what I'm going to try to do is, one of the things Rachel mentioned was newsfeed blocker, which is an interesting one. I haven't put that on yet because I don't tend to use my laptop, but just in case you all want to know, it's an app that stops you from looking at your newsfeed so that you don't get distracted by it. Because, of course, when we log into Facebook, we start looking at all the other people's feed and all that kind of stuff, and you've got half an hour later and you haven't done anything. So the way I'm going to interact with Facebook is now to use Facebook Groups, which is a separate app altogether, separate app for your iPad, your Android, or your iPhone, which only shows you the groups that you are in or that you might potentially be interested in. So I'm going to be starting to focus on that as of this week onwards.
You get that from the App Store, do you, Marcel?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. It's one of the listed Facebook apps, and it's called Facebook Groups.
Right.
So it'll associate with your account. It'll ping up and show you all of the accounts that you're currently in, but it'll also suggest ones based on your interests as well. So it's a really useful feed in. And then you can direct message from there. You can comment from there. You can post on there as well. So all of those things, but it's just for the group. So I think that's going to be mine and our focus as well. So Asha and I have already spoken about it, and it's something we need to start building into our DMO. With regard to my DMO, I'm pretty, with regard to communicating on social networks, probably anyone who sees my feed knows that that's something I do quite a lot. But also interacting with, I'm very lucky in that because I have clients and new clients on a regular basis, I have a kind of feed-in system. And I have no problem at all with mentioning to people, and I've gotten a lot better at mentioning to my current and new clients that I have something that I would recommend, and it may be beneficial for whatever reason that I feel it suits their need. So I'm regularly talking to people about that, and so I have probably about 5 warm prospects in place at the moment that I'm really pleased about. I think we've acquired 3 or 4 new customers this month. Not that many, but it's not too bad. And our biggest excitement, which we're really excited about, is not ours. It's actually for our teammate, Evelina. She's going to have her first in-home, and she's going to have none other than the legendary PMD Gordon Wilkie there. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. I don't know if he can hear, of course, but I just thought I'd big him up.
That's great. So that she's going to have her first in-home?
Yeah, she is.
That is absolutely great.
Yeah, and she's been working. She's been really quiet. It's normally we talk every day on our messenger, but she's been very quiet over the last 7 days. And Ashra messaged her and said, "Oh, how you doing? How's it going?" She's like, "I'm working at this so hard. I'm trying to get everyone in the door." So it's very exciting. She's really buzzed about it. She's really enthusiastic. So it'll be her first event. We all know events can be very unpredictable, even when you get solid confirmations, but nonetheless, you've got to walk that path. So we're super excited. That's happening on tomorrow, no? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting in terms of that. So we're super, super excited. Obviously, because she lives in Warrington, it's quite far away. We would obviously be very happy to support her, but Gordon very, very kindly offered to go and assist with that. So that's going to be amazing. So we can't wait to see what happens in that regard.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's tonight.
Oh, is it? Wednesday? I thought it was tomorrow.
Wednesday, today.
Is it today?
Isn't it Wednesday today?
It is Wednesday today. Is it? What's the date?
The great thing is it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever it's happening, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's
happening. But that again, Marcel, that's so exciting. And often we can get, obviously, good things happen, and then sometimes there can be frustrations. But really, the big things start happening is when the teams start moving. Yeah. This is the really, really exciting thing. And then we can begin to see how we can begin to get this massive, massive growth. I always say to my people, the new people I'm starting with, it sounds a long distance away, but once you've got about 20 active people in your team, you'll never look back. Up until that point, it'll seem very slow at times, extremely slow. Yeah. Once you get to 20, you'll never look back. So you're well on your way.
We're very enthusiastic to get to that point. Ashra did the school summer fair actually on the weekend, and she did she did a CHS order and a berry order, which was fantastic. So as Michelle said, I should definitely be going away more. So I will go anywhere, somewhere sunny and bright, and sun myself whilst Ashra can do all the work. I mean, that just sounds ideal to me.
Yeah. No, very good. Well done. Well done. All right. So Marcel, that's absolutely superb. So let's now, I can see Liz is driving. I can see that wheel turning. Liz, are you able to communicate or no? Seems like she's very busy turning that wheel. She looks like she's on the move. So just very quickly, I'll just say a little bit about what's been happening for me. So I'm busy adding to my list, but I'm still predominantly offline. So, and some people say, oh, well, how are you operating offline? Well, I built my whole business offline. So, obviously I am on Instagram and I am doing stuff online, but my big thing is still offline. So what does that look like for me? Well, it's adding to my list, talking to people every day. I was on a plane recently talking to people, getting people's contact details. I went to a big event last week, actually in Anaheim. I went to a big networking event, and that was fantastic. And I met sort of 40 people all in one go, and had loads of really interesting conversations with people. So, it is fascinating how the offline world can really produce great results. And Aviva was talking about, talking to the waiter. There are people around us all the time. So for me, that's exciting. I'm very focused on going to a lot of networking events. We had a call recently with Rob Mollin, you may remember that, and he said he goes to 2 networking events every week. Well, just doing that, we're going to connect with so many people all in one go. And let's face it, there are a lot of networking events. So, there's a lot of exciting things going on. So I'm adding to my list all the time. I've got a running list of about 30 people. And every time I go back to it, I just add more and more people to it. And these are people I've actually physically met. So, and the no like trust scenario is easy in a sense because I've already met them. And so there we go. All right. So thank you everyone for sharing. Now let's just get on and talk a little bit. Now, Michelle, is Gordon there? Is he on his way?
No, he's had to go and collect the car.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So what I'd like to talk about now is just the end of the month. Yep. So we're at the end of the month now, and we're on the 28th, and we've actually got 2 days to do some stuff. And what is the best thing that we can possibly do? Well, ideally, we're already looking at our reports. So we're already looking at the downline growth reports. Yeah. And is everybody doing that? Everybody looking at your downline growth report? Yeah. And so ideally, we're looking at the promotional volume that people are accumulating, and we're looking to see who might be close to direct distributor or who might be close to SDD. So what we're looking at is we're seeking to then inform people in the team and say, by the way, through a call, by the way, did you know you're maybe one customer off going DD? Who have you got that you might be able to pull together here to get yourself through? Because then you're going to be getting a higher profit from each sale of Juice Plus. So it's really going to be worth your while. And often our people don't know where they're at in order to help get them through to the next level. So that's a very valuable thing to be doing, to be looking at the report, seeing who's active, in terms of moving through to the next position, and helping them by informing them. So would anybody just like to give a little bit of feedback about what might be happening on your reports at the moment? Have you got people that are coming through? Anybody like to feedback on that? Marcel, anything you'd like to say about what you're seeing, or have you got people that look like?
I would love to give more feedback, but I know from my downline that I had my most active mover is Evelina, and
right.
She just went SDD for this month.
Brilliant.
She did that in a 2.5 month time frame, so it was very, very fast. The rest of our team are very quiet, predominantly having their own orders, and 1 or 2, but very few are close to promotion. So unfortunately,
right. Okay, good. All right. But what is very, very interesting for you, I think, is maybe to start telling the story about, is it Evelina who's doing the in-home?
Yes.
Yeah, and to encourage the other team and say, look, by the way, you might not have considered this yet, but Evelina up in Warrington is going to be running an in-home meeting. And I've got to tell you that if you want to move your business forward, if you would like to, this is a really, really easy way of doing it. And I'll come and help you.
Yeah.
And it's a great conversation.
One of our first, just to let you know, one of the first things we do when we do our training with our new teammates is encourage them to do that and tell them exactly that we're there to help them to do that. Right. So that's what we did with Evelina when she first joined our business. We went up 2 weeks later and we did a very small in-home one with her, just with 1 or 2 people that she'd managed to bring in. But she hadn't done one since then. And all of our team are very aware. We always encourage them that they can either come to ours or we can go to theirs. Yeah. So that's very much an encouraged thing. And they're all very, very aware of Evelina's event because we put it on our team chat.
Right, well done. Well done. I mean, it's interesting with the in-homes because some people may never have run in-homes. And initially I was very reluctant, but I found them to be absolutely incredible. And I found that people absolutely love coming to them. They love being invited out. Most people just are sitting at home, doing the same old scenario. And people just love to be invited out and meet new people. And people love the concept of Juice Plus being introduced. And, so for those people that have run them already, you know what it's like. And it's a very fun evening. So let's now, Liz, you're back out. Yeah, you're out the car.
I am. Sorry, I'm out of the car now.
Now, Liz, tell us what's been happening for you, and what's been some of the exciting things been happening?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good month. I mean, I realize I'm not as great on Facebook as I'd like to, and I think I was referencing back to some of the things that Rachel was talking about. I have a real resistance to overexpose things on Facebook. And I think with good reason. I think sometimes you can overdo stuff, especially with the type of business I have. But it's finding a balance. And I think where I'm doing more exposure is in groups. The same as I think Marcel and Rachel was saying as well. That really works quite well for me. So you can start getting a lot of content that way for some people. Again, working with the DMO, I am trying to do that, getting in touch with old friends. Some people have got sort of definite no's. I met up with somebody the other day who I hadn't seen for about 8 years, and she used to do Forever Living, so she kind of understood network marketing. We just met up, but we eventually started talking about that, and she's absolutely really excited. She wants to join the business, so we're going to have a sort of a Skype call tomorrow night. So we just sort of go through a few more things. So that was really exciting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and one of the girls who's in my downline is very close. She's 2 orders off being a direct distributor. So we're really sort of focusing on that this week. But she's got really excited about the business, and she's talking to lots of people, and so that's really good. We went to look at a venue yesterday for perhaps doing additional sort of events up in Highgate, which was really lovely, because we did it with the concept of introducing Juice Plus into that in a slightly sort of different way, but bringing different therapists together and looking at how they can help each other. That expansion of creating sort of almost like a virtual clinic where people, so hopefully you'll attract people who are invested in supporting their patients rather than just building their own little business and keeping it to themselves. But it was potentially, as a venue for doing something with Juice Plus as well. So that's good. So that's really what I've been doing, sort of in and around all of those things. So it feels like a pretty good month.
I tell you what, Liz, I mean, that sounds like you're having an absolutely great month. And,
yeah.
you're getting out there, as everybody is, obviously, but you're just seeing some really good things happening. So
yeah, and I think it's interesting. It's kind of mirroring what you were saying there too. I think there is such a huge benefit of face-to-face meetings, that whole belly-to-belly thing, because there's different conversations that come up when you're talking to each other face-to-face than on Facebook, because texts and messages can be so misinterpreted, unless you're doing sort of a Facebook call, a FaceTime call. So that I found really good, I have to say.
Good, yeah.
What's that?
I was just going to say, I love that idea of the virtual clinic as well. I think that's great.
Well, I've been trying to do things like that for a long time. I'm really mindful of where different. So we brought in a physiotherapist, an anger management consultant, things like that. But I often refer out a lot, but I often find people don't refer back. There's a really strange psychology there, and that's something that, as I say, why I wanted to build up something like that, to find therapists that are really happy in their own businesses and their ability to share their skills for the benefit of the patient, not just for the benefit of your bank balance. And it's not an easy one. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But this venue is really lovely, actually. It's up in the Bull in Highgate. So they have a really nice room upstairs.
Yeah.
That they have a screen, and that if you want to use it, but it's really lovely, and I think it could be a potential good venue for North London.
Yeah, but
that's
really exciting, Liz. When are you going to run that? When are you going to start running that?
Well, we did one yesterday, and for the Connect therapists, we've got another one running in September. But I spoke to them last night about maybe doing something in July, because I wanted to check all the dates with you guys, because I don't want it to interfere, sort of running that, because otherwise, because there's a lot of beautiful events to be able to feed people into anyway.
Well,
but we're hoping to look at a date in July, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Tuesday, probably. We're looking at a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because we do the London events on a Thursday. Good. All right.
Exactly.
Well, I know, Rachel, Liz, thanks very much indeed for that. That is seriously exciting. I mean, you are really motoring. That's great. Well done.
Thank you.
So, Rachel, I know you've got to go in a minute. I understand. But look, let's just very quickly talk about the upcoming events. And then we're going to talk about when our next call is going to be. So let's just talk about what's coming up. So this Thursday, in the 29th, we've got a great event in London at a new venue called Beaufort House, which is a private club on the King's Road. And, I've been looking around for other venues other than the Millennium, and this is absolutely a great venue. It's in a club at the top, on the second floor. A really great room, beautiful room. But then it's got a bar all the way downstairs that opens up onto the King's Road. So it will be such a cool evening for someone to come to. Because at the end of the day, people want a night out. You know what I mean? It's good that people would feel they have a night out. And this is definitely a great place for a night out. So we're trialing it this Thursday. I mean, I've been down there, obviously, to the venue. I really like it. And I feel it's going to be a real hit. So we've got that coming up on the 29th. Then, obviously, we know also that on the 8th of July, we've got the DMO school that Susie's running at the Millennium Hotel in Knightsbridge. So we all got our tickets for that. I mean, it's a sellout. I know Gordon's got some spares, I believe, right, Michelle?
I don't know if there's any left.
Right. Well, look, I'm a great believer.
I haven't spoken to him since.
Yeah. Well, I'm a great believer that if you want to come, just turn up, even if you haven't got a ticket. They'll never turn you away. Never turn you away. So I'm a great believer. Just arrive at the door. I'm here, and they'll squeeze us in somehow. So, that will be an amazing event. So, for those people that were looking to get going and or they're already started to come to that they will be flying after an event like that. So that's July the 8th. Then we've got a team day at the office on the 20th. Yep, down in Maidenhead. So if you want to come in on that, obviously everybody has to be an SDD to come in on that. But if you've got new people, for example, Evelina Marcel, she might come to that. The 20th in Maidenhead. This is going to be a really, really great day. And I think we've all been on them, but they're always outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So it's going to be a great one, that. Then we've got the 27th. We've got Susie Mitchell at the Millennium. So again, that'll be an amazing event. The 27th of July, Thursday, the 27th of July, we've got Susie Mitchell at the Millennium. So then any other events? I know, Liz, you've got yours potentially coming up in Highgate. Anybody else running any events near where you are? No. Okay, well, that's all right.
Say, James, just to mention to everybody, if you have got anybody that's an SDD in your business, it would be really good to get them to go along on the 20th to Maidenhead to the office training. So just think about anybody that would be able to go to that and let James know. Yeah.
So because I'm going to be running that on that day. Yeah. So you're away that week, Michelle, are you?
We are. We're not around, unfortunately, but.
No. Are you around the following week?
Gordon isn't, but I am. So the beginning of August, I am around.
What about the last week in July?
No, we get back then. So yeah.
What?
So hang on, who's at head office training?
James.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah. We'll have great fun, whatever, it's always absolutely amazing. So look, everybody, I mean, everything to play for over the summer. I feel like people are getting some good wins, some good results. People are seeing what works for them. Hopefully you've heard of some new ideas today that you think, that really might work for me. Obviously we've got to remember we've got Facebook and Instagram, but at the same time we've got offline. We've got people around us all the time that we can be talking to, adding to our lists. It's exciting to hear what's happening with the team. The people that we're bringing in. It is very exciting to hear about the fact that suddenly people get revved up and they want to do it. They're out there. And in terms of the uncertainty in the economy and everything, everybody with the Brexit, whichever way, whatever you think about it, it is an uncertain period in our time, our history, and I think a lot of people will be feeling nervous about the future, and Juice Plus could be absolutely the perfect thing for them. So let's just keep out there talking to people, connecting, and the results will come. There's no question. On our DMO, that's really critical. Obviously adding to our lists and just connecting with people every day, the results will come. There's nothing better than new people coming into our teams, new frontline people. There's nothing more to get us massively energized. So, I've got a new person coming on Thursday at the 29th. She's going to be bringing new people, again, it's that energy, that excitement, and we feed off that, don't we, to help move us forward. The other thing I think also incredibly important for us to be working on our own personal development. So I'm just about to get into the car in a moment. I'm going to be listening to Anthony Robbins in the car. I always find it just revs me up so much. And, someone said to me recently, the key thing about this is to raise our vibration to a level at which other people find us really appealing and attractive. This is what it's all about. It's all about getting our vibration level up so that we are like so attractive that people say, God, I want to spend time with you. You're so on fire with what you're doing. And it's just so exciting. We are leaders, we are visionaries for our community. Great, everyone. So we'd really look forward to seeing everybody perhaps on Thursday. And then we will be working on having a team call this Monday. So the first Monday of the month is when we have our team call, but we'll be coming back to you about that.
And when's our next SSC call?
Well, I was thinking, it's quite busy in July, and I was thinking that probably more like the tail end of July, but because I'm away in the middle of July. But Michelle, is there another date in the meantime? I was thinking about the 26th of July. But...
we're in Portugal. The only thing is we don't have internet. We won't have internet where we're staying. I know that because it's at my parents'.
We could do the previous week if you want, or
you can go somewhere. Yeah, we leave on the 17th, so sometime before then.
Well, we could do one midway through the month.
What about Friday the 14th?
Yeah, I'm not around then, but but obviously Friday the 14th, good for everyone. That seems like a good time. It's midway through the month. Everybody would be able to just see how you're getting on so far in the month. I think it's good if we can have a midway one through between now and the end of the month. I think that'd be good. Yeah. So should we go for the 14th?
Yeah.
14th at 9:15.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you so
well
much.
Done. Huge round
Well
of
done,
applause to everyone.
everybody. Yeah.
Have a great month, people.
Thank you.
See you on the 14th, if not, or if, obviously, but see you in person this Thursday, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone.
Take
Bye.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. If you need anything.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.